welcome to Last Week on Veronica Mars. I'm Ray, and I'll be your TV whore for this recap. Her student, Billy Sully Sullivan, was reported missing early in the episode by visiting girlfriend Meryl. She'd come down from Sacramento to spend the weekend with him, only to be stuck sipping tea outside his dorm room door. Not to worry, though. It was Pixies by Magic to the rescue again, with Veronica Mars being quickly brought on the case. She was briefly sidetracked by what she assumed to be an illicit affair. Veronica, pay attention. The cheating episode was last week. She eventually tracked down his cell phone to the billiards bar owned and operated by the Fighting Fitzpatricks, the River Styx. They had a bit of a scare inside, but managed to discover that Sully was last seen leaving the bar in his wetsuit, more than a little drunk. And sure enough, when they checked Neptune's drunk tank, he was there, still in the wetsuit, and only suffering from a slight bit of memory loss. Now, if only the rest of Neptune's missing were so easy to find. With everyone we've got missing lately, I'm beginning to think we're suffering from a bit of an epidemic here. In our continued coverage of the Hearst rapes, it turns out that previously arrested Mercer Hayes has an alibi. It seems the host of the Club Flush KRFF radio show was too busy taking your club and house requests to be out raping girls. Then, just moments before the end of the episode, freshman Veronica Mars was drugged while eating at the Hearst food court, leaving her passed out just inches from her car. Being the savvy PI that she is, Veronica was smart enough to activate her car alarm before completely blacking out, leading to her rescue by boyfriend Logan Eccles, who heard the alarm as he was passing by in what can only be described as an uncanny but surprisingly common stroke of good luck. And why do we suspect the rapist of being behind Mrs. Mars' drugging? Well, we know she isn't the most popular person on campus these days, but whoever drugged her managed to shave a patch of her hair off before Logan arrived on the scene, which makes us wonder, did she narrowly escape becoming the real fifth victim? Or is someone trying to send Ms. Mars a message? Weather patterns were unusually chilly and surprisingly shifty this episode. An extreme cold front blew into Neptune right with the opening scene this episode, with one angry Veronica freezing out the men in her life by slipping away without letting them know her whereabouts. The cold front continued for most of the episode, with harsh cold shoulders seen in the Mars apartment, outside Hearst College, and even in the campus food court. Reports state that the icy blasts were even felt at the Neptune Grand and Mars investigations. Finally, when it was feared that all of Neptune would continue to face these harsh conditions for episodes to come, a surprising spike in beverage dropped in on Miss Mars, changing her outlook from icy to warm and fuzzy. I think it's time we take a little break from all the news to talk about the stuff we really care about, the gossip. Remember that illicit affair between Harmony Chase and Keith Mars? Well, it turns out that it has ended almost as quickly as it began. Just days after their passionate night at the Neptune Grand, and moments after she announced that she was ready to leave her husband, a passerby overheard Mrs. Chase mumbling to herself, "I can't believe he dumped me like that. He might as well just shoot me." And then there were rumors flying around about a possible romance connection between Veronica and Piz this episode. Veronica was hiding out from the men in her life, causing them to worry about her whereabouts. And where was she? Well, she told her dad she was staying at a friend's empty dorm room. But it turns out she wasn't so alone when that friend's cutie roommate, Piz, came home early. It wasn't so bad until her boyfriend showed up at the empty dorm room, only to have Mr. Piznarski answer his knock. And then one final juicy revelation. It seems that Dean O'Dell's platonic love affair with boxing isn't so platonic after all. It turns out that he owes Mercer Hayes big bucks as a result of his affair. Man, that's one expensive affair. There were a surprising number of not-so-clever moves spotted around Neptune this episode. So many, in fact, that we had to create a new segment for them. First up is P.I. Keith Mars, who let the wrong part of his anatomy do the thinking for him when he spent a passionate night with a married woman. But where this sleuth really slipped up was in leaving the curtains open in their hotel room, allowing rival P.I. Vinnie Van Lowe the chance to snap photos of them in some very incriminating positions. Now that was stupid. But the stupidity continues. Party boys Logan Echolls and Mercer Hayes made their way to Mexico this summer for a little fun in the hotel room. Well, apparently things got a little out of hand, and their party got so hot that it literally set the place ablaze. The boys fled with nary a thought to the people they'd left behind in danger. Stupid? Yes. Somewhat understandable? Maybe. That was until Logan Echolls tried to hide it all from his very inquisitive girlfriend. Now that was stupid. But our leader in stupid moves is Veronica Mars herself. Usually quite aware and ready for any situation, Veronica was certainly off her game this week. Not only did she turn down a dream internship with the FBI, walk into River Styx without any backup or a plan, she left her drink unattended despite knowing that there is a drink-spiking rapist on the loose. And then, to add to her collection of stupid moves, she continued on her way to a dark, empty parking lot after realizing that she'd been drugged. Now that was really stupid. And that's it for this edition of Last Week on Veronica Mars. Stay tuned to the CW on Tuesdays at 9, 8 Central to see who Veronica helps find next week. I'm Ray, reminding you to keep your TVs close, but your remote controls closer.